Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. This is Rebuilding Hockey Town, and of course, let's get right down to business. It's another off season where we have some pretty major decisions to make. We don't know what to expect with free agency and who could potentially be available. We don't know who our starting goaltender is going to be. Will it be Ian Scott? We do need to re-sign him. Thankfully, I'm going to be able to knock about $1 million off of this deal as well. But interesting times here. Interesting times for this franchise after the disappointment of last season. A 60-win season that ended with us being eliminated and embarrassed by Tampa in the first round. So we absolutely need to look to make the right moves this season with this offseason to set us up to still be contenders in the future, which you might be thinking to yourself, it'd be pretty damn difficult to not end up, still being contenders moving forward. But with how unpredictable this game is, really, I think one wrong move could take us from 60-win team to borderline playoff team in general. Like, we need to make sure that we make the right moves. And of course, as always, there are going to be players that get moved out this offseason. I mean, it's an inevitability, especially too. You guys saw in the last episode the caliber of prospect that we have on this team still because of all the trades that we've made. So, I don't know. And I'm surprised Yoki Harju is only looking for a one-year deal. That's a little bit telling, but we'll accept that. We'll also accept, and Bouchard is looking for a one-way deal as well. We'll just give him what he's asking for, because that's nothing. Liljegren, is he off the team? Will he bounce back morale-wise, or is he done? I have absolutely no idea. We will sign Perron. We will sign Helmerson as well. He should be a staple of Grand Rapids in the next season. Bader, we can keep around as well. And Sofilas was Canadian, though, wasn't he? Yeah, he was Canadian. So we're not going to be able to sign him, the enforcer defenseman that we drafted in the last episode, but that is okay. Owen Tippett, though, needs his first big-time contract, and big-time contract it will be. Oh, my God. Looking for $7 million. We are going to be able to knock this down to under 6, though, at $5,950, which is a steal. My God. Robert Thomas, who was on the fourth line this year, we'll just sign him, and we'll bump it down to 1.3. Who cares? We don't need to conserve, too much cap space. Fact is, $46.8 million in cap space. We're still looking pretty damn good. Eric Fair just retired. David Backes didn't. We're going to let go of him. There's a chance we could bring back Backes. That's just a weird sentence to say. We are going to sign Dale McMuffin as well. There is a chance that we could bring back somebody like a David Backes on one of those max deals, because cap space-wise, it could still be interesting. Eli Tolvanen also not looking for anything money-wise. That is crazy. But again, listed as a depth guy despite his stats, and of course despite the fact that he dominated the league in scoring. We'll sign Lilia as well. He'll play down with the Griffins. Dylan Larkin needs a contract. He is looking for a shitload of money. And we'll give him the contract, but we won't be paying that salary for too much longer. I think this episode will be the last time you see Dylan Larkin in a Red Wings uniform. Just last season was too disappointing. Ryan Kujawinski. Holy shit. When did you jump to an 86? What the hell? That's insane. I mean, we don't need him. He was down in the AHL. He jumped like 4 overall points. What the hell? Like, I know you won the Calder Cup and everything, but it doesn't make sense to re-sign him. He's a decent player. I don't know if he's exactly 86 overall worthy, but congratulations to him. I guess we are going to let go of Noah Rod and Johan Sundstrom. Congratulations to Ryan Kujawinski. He wins the Calder Cup, and now he's going to get to go sign somewhere for quite a bit of money. So at the very least, hey, we made somebody's career, and he'll get a big payday because he performed at a very high level with an AHL team. So good for him. Darnell, wow. Darnell. Really? Really, Darnell? Alrighty. Well, I will still be able to get him to sign. I'll just be able to, or I'll just have to send him quite a bit of money, which again I can do, and it's not like it'll mess up his trade value too much. So let's go ahead. As it is, all the guys we just signed, we still have $20 million, guys. It's crazy. RFAs though, we're good. Correct? Yes, we are. UFAs, we're also good with the exception of Darnell Nurse. So Filas doesn't need to be signed. So Darnell, I forget what I could have knocked that contract down to. So we'll say 1 year. So allow me to open up the calculator app once again. I thought I did a fairly decent job of not having the clicking of the keyboard pop up too much. But hey, guess what? All right, so we can knock that down to basically 6.2. So yeah, we can knock that down to 6.2. So let's go 6.75 for a 1 year deal, and we'll see if he accepts that. There is a chance he might not, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to lose Darnell Nurse for free, because it's not like we need more picks or prospects. We have too many to begin with. He also rejected. Okay, well, we'll just have to hand him a shitload of money. We'll just have to hand him a shitload of money, and that's fine. And then we'll probably trade him anyway, even though I just said it's not like we need another pick or prospect by trading him. I could just let him go. And who knows, maybe he won't sign. But let's try 1 year at 7.8 mil. I could retain salary as well if I want to make a deal happen. So let's see. Let's see. This is actually the longest re-sign phase we've had in a while, just because Darnell is refusing to sign him. We're actually running out of time. We might lose Darnell Nurse for nothing, which, hell of a signing for us. We got a cup with him. But interesting. Interesting to see him mutiny, essentially, and want to jump ship. So I'll give him the deal he wants, 3 years. I'm going to bump that up to 7.8. We'll give him the term he wants with a lot more salary. And I don't know if I necessarily want to go above 8 million. So if he declines here, that could do it. Again, we are running out of time to sign him. So let's see. Darnell Nurse. We're going to let go of him. I can try it one more time. 8 million is my max. So let's go. One more offer to Darnell Nurse. Otherwise, he is walking away for nothing. Which, again, he's entering the prime of his career, 27 years old. So I'm going to go 1 year. I'm going to go 1 year, and I'm going to go up to 8.25 million bucks. That is my maximum offer for Darnell Nurse. If he accepts, awesome. Maybe we keep him, maybe we trade him. If he doesn't, we move on without Darnell Nurse. And there you go. Darnell is off to free agency. There we go. Darnell Nurse walks away from the Detroit Red Wings. So already a massive change to this team, an unexpected change. I didn't expect Darnell Nurse to leave like that, but he did. And now we'll have to look to move on. Ryan Kudrowinski is actually one of the top free agents this year. That's hilarious. Same overall as Max Domi. But let me double check here. So let me double check with the contracts and what we are looking at here for open spots. I think we have a couple. Obviously cap space isn't a worry. 46 contracts. Okay, so we're doing all right. Goaltenders, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so goalies were good. I could sign somebody and just trade somebody else away. Defensemen, we're good. Forwards, I mean, we're going to be good with the amount of guys we have under contract. So I can pretty much just take a look and sign anybody that I want to. We'll look for prospects first. Yes, somebody like a Philip Forsberg was a free agent. Do we necessarily need him? Maybe not. He would be a potential replacement for Taylor Hall. This could also be Taylor Hall's last year here, man. I have no idea. Oh, shit. Is Jari a free agent? I just remembered. He's not. Damn it. I forgot about that, too. Tristan Jari stays where he is at. Darnell Nurse actually could have been used to reacquire Tristan Jarry. So that's a bit unfortunate. 24 years old. We have a low starter. Vyacheslav Korobov, who was a 6th round pick in New Jersey, but low starter at 21. I'll pass on that. Do we have any other prospects, goalie-wise, that are worth our time? We have a 20-year-old Ian Parse. Medium backup, though. Nah, I'm not too excited about that. So, goaltending, we're set, at least through free agency. No need to worry. Although Sandstrom and Soderstrom could both progress, but I'm not too concerned. Defensively, of course, we have Darnell Nurse. He is the gem of this free agent period here. There is a guy here. He's a UFA. Oh, my God. Quentin Hughes. 84 overall. 20. Well, I mean, there you go. We have to send him an offer. We have to. 22 years old, 84 overall, high top 6. Well, let's back up the money truck to Quentin Hughes, shall we? Ottawa is also interested. We can afford to send him a decent amount of money, as cheap as it is. 3.5, yeah, fuck it. Let's back up the money truck to Quentin Hughes, and we'll see what he can do. If we sign him, that means most likely somebody else gets moved out, and maybe he doesn't make it himself. But that wouldn't be the brightest idea to just let him go. I don't know if Darnell Nurse would re-sign with us either. Let me look at potentials here. So he was the gem. I'd say Hughes for prospects, and Nurse just in general. Do we have any other prospects? No, we don't. We do not. Pionk's a free agent, down to an 82 overall. All right, so we sent an offer to Hughes. Let's take a look at forwards here. 24-year-old Julien Gauthier is there, 84 overall, listed as a third-line guy. Terrible defender, only 78 passing. It's the physical category and the skating that really bumps him up. We'll pass after looking at his stats. We do have a 21-year-old here, though. Evan Hebert. Medium top 9, though. Not quite ideal at all, which is unfortunate. Sam Reinhart is a UFA. Sam Reinhart's UFA. Konechny. Shane Bowers. Oh, my God. How didn't I notice him? Again, just like Quentin Hughes, 22 years old. He's an 88 overall grinder. Oh, my God. Well, let's back up the money truck to old Shane Bowers. Don't know if we'll keep him, but he's available. So let's try, right? Let's try. Damn. And there's Verana. Go figure. Only an 80. So it looks like we may have dodged a bullet. That's probably morale. You look at his puck skills and shit. It's not bad, but he's 26 at this point. So Ruzicka, 85 overall, 23 years old. Damn, another one of those guys. For some reason, teams are having a lot of trouble holding on to these players. Vorobiev wouldn't be, or Kuokkanen wouldn't be terrible. Vorobiev, not bad either. We could look at signing Ruzicka. Medium top 9, they wouldn't be terrible, but I'll pass on that. So far for offers, who have we approached? Bowers and Hughes. So we were at 46 contracts. 49 might be the stopping point. So let's send an offer. Do I want to send an offer to that other forward, Ruzicka? Or Ruzicka, would it be? Depending on his nationality. Stat-wise, he's an amazing playmaker. Third-line guy, Adam Ruzicka. Oh, boy. I'm just creating more of a logjam for myself, if you think about it. But it could be worth it. It could be worth it. You know what? I'm going to send an offer, man. I'm going to do it. We can afford it. And with the players we're potentially moving out, it may be worth it. Now, there's going to be one move I'm going to make. I am going to trade one of our goaltenders and potentially just one of our forwards, because I do want to send Darnell Nurse another offer. I don't think he'll resign because he just left, but it's worth a shot. Now, don't ask me exactly why I want to bring him back, because you look at some of these overalls, we're not going to need him. We're not going to need him. Actually, I shouldn't. You know what? Quentin Hughes is fine. Yeah, you know, well, Darnell didn't want to resign. We'll let Darnell Nurse go. That's fine. Potentially, though, signing 3 amazing young players to this team that somehow got away from the NHL teams that drafted them. Well, let's find out what's going to happen. Quentin Hughes has accepted Darnell Nurse's potential replacement. Shane Bowers did not, despite me handing him a great contract. Shane Bowers goes to Boston. Adam Ruzicka, though, did accept. I am surprised. I thought I handed Shane Bowers more than what he was asking for. Unless the team, you know what must have happened? We sent him the first offer. Some people have done that. Some people have said that, like, oh, why would you wait? Because there was a time for free agency where I waited until someone got a trade offer to send it. I guarantee you what happened is I sent him the starting offer, and then when Boston approached him, he bumped up his asking price. So they handed him more money than what I offered, even though I offered him more money than what his original asking price was. So if I waited a day or two and then sent an offer to Shane Bowers, we probably would have ended up with him. Is it the end of the world that we didn't? No, it's not. We still ended up with Quentin Hughes and Adam Ruzicka, which, I mean, a great forward and a great defenseman. Pretty damn strong offseason for us, which is why we are simming to the next season already. Our business was taken care of there. Although, if I stop it in time, can I still double check to see where Darnell Nurse went? Because I'm sure some of you are going to want to know. I mean, it might not stop in time, so I might not be able to show you. We'll find out. Although I admit, I'm a bit salty. Shane Bowers, an 88 overall grinder, could have changed him to something else. It's not like the player type was all that important. Let's see. Carolina has Tyler Johnson on the trading block, by the way. Well, maybe you should have come to Detroit back after the first season, douchebag. So let's see. Nah, it's way too late. Way too late to see where Darnell Nurse went. We'll find out eventually. We will find out eventually. But for now, my friends, it is time to get this roster sorted out. This is going to be hard. All right. So, we have Scott and Dreger. And then we have Streit, Adams, and Niemi. So, Dreger's getting traded, right? And Luukkonen's actually still only AHL caliber. Shit. So, we could at least use someone who's a bit better than Luukkonen. I mean, Luukkonen is probably good enough to be the backup. Actually, 79 vision. He could still use some work. 78 durability. So, yeah, we need a backup goalie. Ian Scott, he did get better. His poise rating up to a 76. A lot of people put emphasis on the poise rating, right? But I checked. Ian Scott was a 71. Tristan Jarry was a 75. So, you can't, or a 76, I think, which is what Scott's at now. So you can't put too much emphasis into that, even though that's supposed to be what it does, is factor in the playoff performances. I think Jarry's biggest concern, or Ian Scott's biggest concern, 82 glove high rating, 80 vision. He is an 87, but that is a bit concerning. But is it worth giving him another chance? Regardless, we are going to have to make some decisions here. So I think David Adams would get traded. David Adams and Dreger need to go. And we need to find us a backup goalie. So let's go ahead and do that. And actually, I'll look at the free agent list first. See if there's anybody else there. Because if I try to have Dreger as the backup, he is just going to complain. Shinkaruk's still a free agent. Yeah, there's nobody left. But Hunter Shinkaruk, 88 overall, still a free agent. First line forward. That'd be interesting, potentially, to double check. He had 66 points last season. Really struggled the year before that. 27. He's not going to get any better than that, but interesting that he is still UFA. And poor Ryan Kujawinski didn't sign with anybody. Dan Renouf, though, was a free agent. I saw that. Of course, a former member of this organization. Let's find ourselves a backup goalie. We need one. We do. And You know what? We will actually look. Is Tristan Jarry still with Washington? Yes, he is. He is an 89 overall. Right. Van Pottelberg, are you backup? Minor league starter. Damn. Be funny to bring him back. Linus Allmark should be a backup. Nope, he's a starter as well. Oh, Tristan Jarry. Same poise rating, and only one better vision. So I think for that, we might have to give Ian Scott. We might still have to give Ian Scott a chance, guys. I mean, yeah, playoffs, he didn't get it done. But nobody got it done in those playoffs. Nobody at all. We could bring in Charlie Lindgren. Could also bring in Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck's actually on a pretty favorable deal. Neither of those guys would be too difficult to get. From Winnipeg, Ottinger. It's tough because we did just get him in draft to glory, so I think I want to hold off. There. Anybody else that we can get here so far? The Winnipeg Jets are the favorites. Connor Ingram is a backup goalie. 76 vision is a bit rough, though. I don't know if I'm, looking for anybody in particular here. I should note that. Jared Biggs. We have Ville Husso. Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner wouldn't be a bad option, although he would probably turn into a starter. I think Ville Husso is locked into the backup role. I should have taken a look at save percentages and shit. Ville Husso, how'd you do last year? A 905. All right, well, no thank you. Stuart Skinner, did you play at all? You did, and you were terrible in both of your games. All right, well, you guys aren't exactly what I'm looking for. Right. San Jose doesn't have anybody. Pittsburgh, they do have Zachary Fucale. Go figure. And he is listed as a starter, so we'll hold off on picking him up. DiPietro and Stolars, are they listed as starters? Yes, they are. We'll pass up on them. Carter Hart reached a 90, by the way. Damn. Ottawa has terrible goaltending. The Rangers, Joseph Wall. I think we might have to bring back Joseph Wall. 72 vision is a bit rough. How did he do last year? A 930. That was at the AHL level. The NHL level, he didn't play at the NHL level at all last year. He had a 913 in 12 games. Do we bring back Joseph Wall for shits and giggles here? And they still have Antti Ranta also as a backup. Wall could be an option. McAdam? Eamon McAdam, who I know has done fairly well for them. Maybe not. Nope, maybe not. He's just played a lot of games. He's actually kind of terrible. I am kind of looking for a team that could use the help a little bit, because we would be sending them Chris Drager. So, I'm trying to play it somewhat fair. I'm not going to say the other word, the R word. Not that R word. You're terrible. You're awful for even thinking that. Brendan Rupp, they could technically use a goalie here, but they don't have the backup that we need. Gary Price has no trade value. It's probably because of his contract. There's got to be somebody, man. Come on. It always happens where I scroll through the teams and there's just nobody. LA has an awful goalie situation right now. Come on, man. There's got to be somebody. There's got to be somebody that I can work a deal out with here. Edmonton? Brossois? Laurent Brossois, I believe is how you pronounce it. A 913, not awful, and on a good deal for 1 year. And then Cam Talbot was awful. Brossois could be an option. He could be. Look to bring him in for 1 year. We'll send them Dreger, and we'll also send them Adams. And we should be all right. Now, cap space, it says it's rocky, but we'll still try to make this work. And I know what you're saying, Tugi, you don't need draft picks. But damn it, I'm still going to get fair value. I didn't mean to tack on the first. Will that go through? No, it won't. What if I take off the third? That went through. All right, well, there you go. Chris Dreger and Adams off to Edmonton. We get Laurent Brossois as our backup, along with 2 second-round picks. So let the morale decline begin as we start trading away people left and right. It happens every year. But Ian Scott, I'm going to have faith in you for 1 more season. Liljegren did bounce up to an 86, which is good. Very good, because you notice here, Hronek is top 2, Hague's a 90, So we're good. Well, that's it right there. Liljegren, Hughes, the second pairing, and then Saariarvi and Yoki Harju. We're good. Bouchard and Delmas get sent down to the AHL. That's our team right there. Unless someone really progressed at the AHL level. Holy shit, that's right. We have Rasmus Dahlin. I forgot. How did I forget Rasmus Dahlin? All right. Turns out we didn't need Quentin Hughes, which I told you guys might be the case. But here's the thing. We have Liljegren in a Nation United. And his morale is still a bit rocky. Despite his stats as an offensive defenseman, he did have 44 points last year. It's Liljegren or Quentin Hughes. That's the decision. If we trade Hughes, we'll wait till the end of the preseason. I know what you're saying. You could probably just be like, oh, well, just keep them both and then play one down on the third pairing, which we might be able to get away with depending on what we do with the special teams, but it might just be better to go with Yoki Harju and Saariarvi on the third pairing. So we do have at least one decision to make there. And then looking at the AHL defense, we have a problem. We have a big problem because a lot of these guys are going to be listed as minor league top 2. So Evan Bouchard would have to play. And Wisniewski, Frolov. Oh, actually, it's not. Sylvan's also there. Okay. So we have. I'm trying to think. Sorry. I'm trying to think. So we'd have Bouchard. We'd have Bouchard, Sylvan, Wisniewski, and Frolov. All wanting those top 2 minutes at the AHL level. So 2 would have to go. Sylvan staying. There's no doubt about that. Frolov can go. So it would be Wisniewski or Evan Bouchard, who are, both amazing. Because I don't even know who we could trade for Sylvan that would be fair value with his potential. He has insane potential. So we are going to have to make moves defensively. But we might not have to rush into this. Because a lot of it depends on whether or not I want to trade Liljegren. A lot of that depends on whether or not I trade Liljegren or Hughes. It's going to be one of those two, because Dahlin is staying. As, of course, is Hronik and Haig. So at the AHL level, though, the team is looking okay. But, for example, with Rolu, I don't know who I'd trade to get fair value, right? So, for example, I could get a legit top 2 defenseman to play with Hronik, and then Haig and Dahlin could be the second pairing. I could trade Liljegren, Hughes, and Sylvan to get the best defenseman available, right? I could do that. It'd be overkill, and I'd probably get first-round picks in return. We have a lot of options. Let's take a look at the forwards here, because that's gonna take some time to figure out. Pettersson's still listed as a minor league scoring forward. Marsh is up to an 89. Oh my god. And we'd have to call it Benoit Garou as well. And then in the system, they're both listed as depth forwards at an 85 overall. Holy shit. Now, Hagman, I'd probably be willing to keep in the AHL, just because his puck skills is great, his shot's pretty good, only 77 offensive awareness. You have Pascale, who's a lot more well-rounded at this point, but again, we could keep them both down in the AHL, and they wouldn't necessarily suffer as a result. I still love that we have a player named McMuffin. That's hilarious. And we do still have 4 first-line guys, but again, Larkin's probably going. Man, it doesn't look like it's that bad of a situation compared to what we've had. But when you factor in the caliber of player that we're trading away potentially, I mean, the goaltender, I think it's fair to give Ian Scott another chance. Yes, his trade value isn't sky high, so maybe that's a good indicator that he's maybe not going to get that much better. It's tough to say. It is tough to say, but I could probably go out and trade him and acquire the best goalie in the game right now. I could easily trade. I mean, look at Rolu's value. Look at Helmersson's value, right? It's insane. And then we still have DeRozier, who is down in the CHL. Man, what do we do? Liljegren actually doesn't have that great a value. But you factor in trading Liljegren, Hughes, and Sylvan, we'd easily get the best defenseman in the league to play with Hronek on the top pairing. And then you look at forwards. Dylan Larkin, despite his struggles, you look at his value. What are we going to get for him? Another Pascale that we end up like it is insane, guys. It is absolutely insane, the situation that we find ourselves in here. So what I think I want to do is I want to look through all of these teams and see who is available to us where it would make sense to try and go out and get them. So Hampus Lindholm, he's only nobody on Anaheim. Flat out, nobody on Anaheim. Let's look at Arizona. Arizona, we could go after Oliver Ekman-Larsson. We absolutely could. 31 years old. He wouldn't be a bad pickup whatsoever. You know what? Here, I'll actually keep track of some of the guys here. Clayton Keller, we could go out and get for Larkin, but would we really want to? Tough to say. I mean, we could look at his stats. I know Dylan Strom's stats were crazy. He had 62 points last year. Dylan Strome, you look at his stats, we could easily get him for the top line. 64 points last season. But, again, for top line players, though, we already have the top line sorted out, right? We already have the top line sorted out for forwards. It's Hall, Tippett, and Nico Hischier. So it's impossible. It is impossible. Cole Lindholm, I'm worried about his puck skills, but as a defensive forward, he's great. Man, this is crazy. Vic Marsh listed as a second line guy. So that's the problem. If we trade Dylan Larkin here, which by all intents and purposes we should, it only makes sense to get rid or to acquire a great prospect. Like I could easily go out and get Simpson from the Bruins, who actually is listed as a second line forward, so that'd be pretty crazy. Although 75 faceoffs, he's not the best guy. I could go out and get Marcel Desbiens for Larkin, and he'd actually be down in junior for the year, which wouldn't be the worst thing, and that might be what we have to do, right? And actually, I only have that sorted by forwards. Let me see if the Bruins have anybody decent. Charlie McAvoy, is he a top 2 guy? No, he's not. He's a top 4, and so is Cal Foote. You see what I mean, though, with the values that we're working with and the type and the caliber of player that we're looking to get rid of. What are you going to get back in return that's fair value? Rasmus Ristolainen is another guy who could be on the top pairing for us. Defensively, Jack Eichel's there, but again, we don't need a first-line guy. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Hell of a situation in Carolina. Holy shit. Holy shit. And then again, if we don't trust Ian Scott, we could go out and get the highest overall goalie in the game at this point, which might still be Carey Price, now that I think about it. John Gibson's up there at a 90. Who else do we have? Crazy situation there in Arizona. I think I might have to stop the episode, guys, before we figure this out. I think I'm going to have to stop the episode just because there are so many questions on what to do moving forward and who we bring back in return for these players. Do we just trade them all for first-round picks and settle it out that way? Braden Holtby might be the best goalie in the game at a 92 overall, still on that crazy contract for the Dallas Stars. Of course, they outbid him for us. But we could make a deal there for Holtby. Absolutely. Is there anybody else? Anybody else here that's really worth it? Carey Price is a 91, but he's 35 years old on the last year of his deal. But we could still bring him in. The second highest overall goalie behind Holtby at this stage. Then again, the thing you have to remember for Ian Scott is we've seen 82 overall goalies win cups. So is it just worth going along with Ian Scott for the moment? This is what I was talking about. And I'm thankful for the situation we find ourselves in here. We could go for Carter Hart. Same potential as Ian Scott. Just going to throw that out there. I said that there was still a chance of us making the wrong move. And there absolutely is. We still have so many decisions to make as far as what to do with this team that the wrong decision could still easily be made, and we could absolutely set this team back. We could go for Thatcher Demko as well. Haven't had him in a series in a while, that's for sure. But we could look to bring back Thatcher Demko. Arguably the best, one of the best goalies in the game at this stage, along with, Price and Holtby. Tristan Jarry's an 89, of course. You know what, guys? I think I have to stop the episode there. I have to stop the episode there. Because we need to decide. Do we want to give Ian Scott a chance? Or do we just say screw it and go after, an elite level goaltender? Whether that is Tristan Jarry, Thatcher Demko, the aging Carey Price or Braden Holtby, or some of the other guys that you saw as I scrolled through. Carter Hart, also an option. Defensively, do we get rid of Liljegren? Do we get rid of Liljegren? Do we get rid of Liljegren and Hughes and go out and get an elite defenseman? Do we go out and get another top 2 guy to be on a line with Hronik? And as it is, we still have a lot of decisions to make for the AHL defense. Dylan Larkin, how do we make the most of that trade value without directly bringing in another first-line guy, right? Unless we were to somehow find a way to be able to trade Larkin and Hall for who the fuck knows who could afford that cap space, but the best player in the game, which who is that at this stage? But we know Hischier and Tippett are our guys there. Too many decisions to make. Too many decisions to make just at the top. We still have so many more choices. So guys, I'm going to end the episode here. I want to know what you think. How do we get ourselves out of this bind? How do we make the most of the assets we have? How do we make the most of that? And how do we make sure that we keep this team a winner moving forward? Vladimir Tarasenko would actually be an option. I could probably... Do we go out and acquire Vladimir Tarasenko and trade away Hall and Larkin? Not like St. Louis could afford it. That's the problem, even with this contract. Guys, I'm going to put some thought into it. I'm going to look over a few things. I want to know your feedback as well. And in the next episode, we will figure out this team and hopefully at least sim a little bit into the start of next year. So until next time, guys, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I am very much looking forward to your feedback. If you enjoyed the video, of course, make sure to hit that like button to help support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue following this series and others. Follow me on Twitter at Tukey24 for updates and other random stuff. Whether it's talking playoffs, me talking about how much I dislike Alex Burrows, or how I thought Nashville was screwed once Ryan Johansson went down to injury, or other random stuff. And join the notification squad as well, because why not, right? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode of Rebuilding Hockey Town.